have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. Oh, once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. Oh, once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Hey, someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone. hurt me. I'm not alone anymore. Oh, once I can see this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. Oh, once in my life, I have someone who needs me. afraid. I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. Oh, once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Hey, yeah. Oh, baby. For once in my life. Once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. For once in my life, yeah, somebody that needs me. Oh, baby, for once in my life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our graduation ceremony is going to begin in about 5 minutes. Please make sure you turn off cell phones or keep them quiet during the ceremony and refrain from flash photographs during the ceremony. Thank you. Please stand for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Please be seated. Good evening, board members, Mr. Moody, students, fellow teachers, parents, staff, and friends, and welcome to IST's graduation ceremony for the class of 2026. Graduates, as you celebrate tonight, and look forward to your promising but uncertain futures, you are going to have a question that's going to follow you for many years. That question is, what are you going to do? Lots of people are going to ask you, what are you going to do? And sometimes you might ask yourselves, what am I going to do? There is an answer to this question that you can always give, and I want to teach it to you now. Martin Luther King once said, something that I have never forgotten and that I hope you will carry for just as long. He said, it is always the right time to do the right thing. So graduates, when someone asks you, what are you going to do? You have an answer. I'm going to do the right thing. And if they ask what the right thing means, you know. Because the right thing is the moral thing, the honest thing, the ethical thing. The right thing is what you have learned here at IST and in your homes from loving families, and it's what you're going to hear tonight from Mr. Moody. It is the purpose and reason for our celebration with you, the class of 2026. And now, it is my great honor to introduce our first performance of the evening called Libertango by Astor Piazzolla, performed by Perry Wong and Brown Shao. Well, that was a sizzling way to start. Thank you, gentlemen. That was absolutely terrific. I am pleased to invite Ms. Chua to the podium to introduce the salutatorian and valedictorians for the class of 2026.
Good afternoon, faculty, staff, parents, families, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2026. Welcome to the IST graduation ceremony. It is my privilege to introduce two students who have been chosen to address you today. Each year, the graduating class votes for one of their own to speak on their behalf. Their choice must then be confirmed by the school administration and diploma subject teachers. Because this role asks more than just likability, it asks for someone who represents the best of their class in how they learn, how they lead, and how they treat others. This year's salutatorian is among the highest academic achievers in the graduating class. He has been a part of the IST community since third grade. And in that time, he has never stopped giving back to the school. He has led the STEM tutors, coordinating support and personally tutoring fellow students in science and mathematics. His teammates chose him as captain, not for one sport, but three: football, volleyball, and basketball, all in his senior year. For 2 years, he served as mist engineer, managing the broadcast of IST's morning videos to the school community. Alongside the IB diploma, he completed his Swedish high school certification through 3 years of online coursework and a final in-person examination. And he has been awarded a full tuition scholarship to the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology for the entirety of his undergraduate studies. It is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2026 salutatorian, Sige Sentimen.
Board of Governors, caring parents, endearing faculty and staff, friends and family, and of course, fellow graduates, the class of 2026. I'm honored to stand before you today. Sitting in the exam hall while Mr. Moody and Mr. Colony revealed that I would have the honor of representing the 2026 class as salutatorian, I felt incredibly proud. I felt grateful. But almost immediately, I felt the weight of it. Because how do you capture 2 full years of high school and such a large, diverse class into only a few minutes? After our final exam, I expected to feel relieved. And of course I did, but the relief felt strange, as it was mixed with disbelief. High school was over. Yet part of me still felt like I had to rush home and prepare for another deadline or another test. So when I sat down to write this speech, that same feeling returned. The feeling of being asked to do something before I felt truly ready. And as I kept writing, I realized that this feeling was not new. Throughout not just the DP, but also our formative schooling years, we have been asked to do things that felt challenging and slightly out of our reach. For me and fellow graduates like Lulu, Ella, Molly, and Yunho, that feeling first arrived during the PYP exhibition, where as 11 and 12-year-olds, we felt incredibly proud to be researching, writing, and presenting all on our own for the first time. For others who joined us later, like Kevin and Jongmin, it may have come during the grade 10 personal project where we trusted again to take greater control of our own learning. And each time, once we got through it, we felt a little bit more capable, a little more independent, a little more ready for whatever came next. So by the time we started the DP, I made the very reasonable mistake of thinking that I would eventually have everything figured out. I thought I would master time management. I thought I would overcome my desire to procrastinate. I thought I would be the type of person who could actually follow the perfect schedule. However, as my fellow graduates can likely attest to, that didn't happen. But as we progressed, I realized that the lesson was that we never truly had to figure it out. We still procrastinated, we still doom scrolled until midnight, we still took days off to waste time and enjoy each other's company. Yet most importantly, despite never truly figuring it out, we kept showing up, we kept improving, and we kept doing the work. In that way, what we truly learned through the DP was that perseverance is not about being perfectly in control. Rather, it was about learning to continue despite not having everything under control. The same uncertainty that followed us throughout our 2 years in the diploma program was that exact same uncertainty we had faced all through middle school and high school. And what had gotten us through those years was the same thing that would get us through these years. The knowledge that we were not going through this alone. Whether it was Saga and Emma's collective despair with psychology, Harry and Jason's weekly colorful debates about biology and philosophy, or those physics assignments which felt impossible until we realized the next morning that even Heesung and Brown didn't have the answer. These moments reminded us that we were not struggling individually. We were all confused, unsure, and tired, and knowing that we weren't alone made it easier to keep going. And although none of us could meet each other's deadlines, knowing we were all facing the same mountain, which is the DP program, made the climb feel less lonely and a lot more memorable. From Bowen's, Hanho's, and my intense daily Tibetanist duels, to the collective laughter we had at discovering Patrick's middle name, to Ji-Yoon and Ji-Yoon's name sounding similar enough that somewhere along the way, they simply became J1 and J2. Or Perry's daily habit of ordering Waimai, which he more often than not would not clean up, much to Kama's exasperation. These moments not only fostered our resilience, but also provided the relief from our challenges, which was needed to keep going. Many of us will also take with us cherished memories of sports teams, Kevin's vlogs, and his repeated reminder of, so what? That sometimes nobody cares as much as you think, so you might as well just be yourself. Manaka's positivity, and Jason and Harry becoming Akamis volleyball champions in 2024. Personally, I will always remember basketball Akamists Lucas and Eric, especially their endless arguments about who truly was the better shooter. Naturally, not every memory was perfect. We lost games, we had blunders and mistakes, Emma dislocated her elbow in her first basketball tournament, yet even these negative moments demonstrate something about our class. In the most recent football Akamists, both our teams were voted for the Spirit of Akamis Award. I think this says a lot about our community, that we don't just compete, but we also support and show up for each other. So as we leave here today, we do not leave with just a diploma. We leave with proof that we can face difficult things and with lifelong memories of people who made it possible. But of course, we did not learn how to keep going only because of each other. We are incredibly fortunate to attend IST, a place that has not only given us world-class facilities, but also a dedicated and incredibly caring group of teachers. If our classmates made the challenge feel enjoyable, our teachers made the challenge feel possible. Their impact was felt beyond preparing us for IB exams, which they did excellently, but in preparing us to face life beyond the classroom. Ms. Chua taught us that persevering through difficulty becomes easier through organization, as she made sure everyone was on top of deadlines. Mr. L reminded us how to remain humble, telling us the more you know how little you know. Ms. Haynes reminded us about the importance of having fun when going through challenges, by making our lessons enjoying and game-like. And although I initially feared Mr. Schaff, especially after he saw through one of my less convincing grade 10 homework submissions, his high standards constantly reminded us that there are no shortcuts to progress and that results require discipline. Mr. Craig's constant willingness to help us work through our problems taught us and reminded us that asking for help wasn't weakness. And as Ms. Becking's posters say, they are proof that we were learning. Ms. Song reminded us of the importance of persistent, regular practice, showing us that perseverance is built through repetition. Ms. Becking asked us to question what we know and why we know it, challenging us to approach everything we're taught with a critical approach. And Ms. Ambika, who helped us open up to challenging unfamiliar paths by encouraging us and helping us to apply to foreign colleges and foreign programs. And to every other teacher who has been part of the class of 2026 journey, whether you taught us in the DP, guided us when we were younger, or supported my classmates in ways I may not have seen personally, thank you. Your influence is part of who we are today. Beyond the IST community's influence and support, what has been guiding us for even longer has been our families. From infancy to standing on this stage today, ready to receive our diplomas, our families have quietly sacrificed, supported, and cheered us on. I've been incredibly lucky to share this stage with my twin sister, who has not only baked me cookies every week, but has also provided me with immeasurable support and made me feel incredibly confident and comfortable. I also have both my incredible parents to thank, who have supported me and my sister through our journey at IST. Och till mormor och morfar, farmor och farfar som sitter hemma och förhoppningsvis kollar på, tack så jättemycket. Varje sommar som vi har tillsammans betyder jättemycket. Tack så jättemycket också till Gun, som har kommit hela vägen från Sverige för att se oss ta studenten. I began this speech worried that I could not properly represent our class, but I realized that representing us does not mean capturing every memory or naming every achievement. Rather, it means recognizing the one thing that we proved again and again. When something was difficult, we kept going, and we rarely had to do it alone. So as we leave IST and enter places where we may once again feel uncertain, I hope we all remember that we have felt uncertain before and still found a way through. Thank you.
Every so often, a student arrives at IST and quietly raises the bar for everyone around them. Our 2026 valedictorian is one of those students. In just 3 years, she has achieved near-perfect academic results across the IB diploma program, while simultaneously completing her Slovak high school certificate through online coursework and examinations and stretched into the summer of grade 11. 2 diplomas, 2 countries, 1 timeline. But what distinguishes her is not just what she accomplished, is how much of herself she gave back along the way. She too led the STEM tutors, coordinating support for the school community in science and mathematics. She coached in the literacy lab. Her teammates chose her as high school football captain. She ran an art CCA for elementary students that culminated in its own exhibition. As she volunteered at the Tianjin University of Traditional Chinese Medicine as a language editor for one of their translated publications. To crown all of this, she has been awarded the Pearson International Student Award, a full scholarship to the University of Toronto, granted to international students who exemplify academic excellence, creative thinking, and leadership, and whose contributions to their school and community signal the potential to make a lasting impact on the world. It has been a privilege to watch her grow. Please welcome to the stage our valedictorian, Nina Dobrovatska.
Honorable Board of Governors, staff and faculty, dear parents and friends, and, of course, my fellow graduates, it is my honor to share this moment with you all. I'm standing here in front of you today to share a story. Almost 3 years ago, I arrived to Beijing by an overnight flight. While my home country plunged into the darkest part of the night, at 4 a.m. I entered Beijing alongside the sunrise. Exhausted and slightly overwhelmed by the airport experience, I squinted my eyes at the morning light I was not yet prepared to see. At the time, there were only so many steps ahead of me I could make out clearly. But IST has always been a step into the light since day one, quite literally, as immediately after landing in Beijing at 4 and getting to Tianjin by 9, at 3 p.m., I was taken on my first excursion of the school. Following more than 32 hours spent without sleep, I remember feeling quite disoriented as Mr. Moody toured me around the school, and I must have looked completely out of my element when, upon entering the elementary kitchen, I stumbled into Manaka, Edison, Hiu, and Jenna celebrating Manaka's 16th birthday. While studying history, and yes, I did use flashcards, I have never been the best with dates. But I can proudly assure you, standing here, that Manaka's birthday is a date that I will have trouble forgetting, as it became the turning point in my life and the start of friendships that I hope will last a lifetime. Compared to some of my friends who have been a part of IST since kindergarten, my 3 years at the school may appear to be a short time, yet simultaneously one which seems to have lasted forever. With one of my closest friends back in Slovakia, Kaya, I always used to joke that one day we're definitely going to study in Canada, despite the fact that at 15, it was highly unlikely that neither of us would study abroad. Being in the middle of purchasing my flight tickets to Toronto right now, I find it difficult to comprehend how much time has already passed. IST is the first international school I attended, and also the place where I wrote my first essay in any language, not just English. Somewhere in between an extended essay on Morrison's The Bluest Eye and my history IA on the Hungarian uprising, I might have realized that maybe writing is something I'd like to do for the rest of my life. I'm pretty sure that if I asked any of you in the audience, you'd be able to tell me that at IST, we work, we learn, and we act together. While my and every one of my classmates' achievements may appear like an individual success, they are born out of the community and the structure which helped us achieve our full potential. On behalf of the class of 2026, I would thus like to sincerely express my gratitude for all the teachers that supported us along our journey, for we know that the beginnings were not always easy. I'd like to thank Mr. Haynes and Mr. Schaff for continuing to push our limits, Ms. King for helping me and Emma feel more comfortable speaking French, Mr. Duploy and Mr. Deagle for making math and design, for the lack of a better word, entertaining, Ms. Valeria for supporting us as we prepared for our exhibition, and personally also Ms. Hunter James for persuading me that I could ever do art at all. The next few sentences are for my family. Predovšetkým by som sa chcela poďakovať svojmu otcovi, ale aj tebe, mami, babi a Aďo, za to, že ste to so mnou vydržali, že ste mi verili a boli pri mne počas celého DP. Bez vás by som nemohla byť ani dinosaurom, ani nemohla ísť do Kanady. Neviem sa dočkať, až začnem riešiť politickú situáciu v Kenii. A úprimne, z celého srdca si želám svetový mier. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my classmates for welcoming me when I least expected it and not leaving me behind ever since. I'm very thankful to Yo Young, who introduced herself to me 3 times on my first day, and despite forgetting her name twice, she still welcomed me to join her, Allison's, and Molly's action group in grade 10. Finishing the art exhibition and the design IA at the same time was definitely one of the most hectic periods of my life, where in between tackling stuck picture frames, dealing with the less than occasional mental breakdowns, and carrying the strangest objects back home from school, namely 7 buckets of acrylic paint and a wooden drying rack model which was larger than me, I find the stress of the final IB exams pales in comparison. More than the panic, I, however, remember how amazing it felt to continue laughing alongside my classmates during these moments. Nothing compares to the triumph of successfully telling apart an FDM from a stereolithography printer on blurry black and white photos with Juyeon, or sipping on the coffee I'd always beg Molly to order while arguing with Edison and Lulu about Twilight in the art studio, as Yeso somehow, magically, always managed to remain completely locked in. That argument commenced my and Lulu's friendship, and for that, I'll always side with her. I'm sorry, Edison. The truth is, IST taught me a lot more than just academics. Thanks to Bernie and Wendy, I became very familiar with my first name, because how could I not when they repeatedly shout, Nina, 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 all throughout the hallways. Alongside Jenna, I explored the limits of the Chinese Waimai, which is apparently great at delivering sweatpants and UV nail lamps when you most need them. Being friends with Minhee, I realized that amicably slapping someone's shoulder is in fact the 6th love language. I think all Math SL students learned that even when someone's eyes appear to be brown, they can still in fact be very clearly navy blue. Above all, I discovered that overthinking to the point of transforming our study periods into weekly English workshops in the library is actually one of the best ways to form friendships. While some of us may have joined the class not too long ago, we all might have as well known each other our whole lives. The wonder of IST is that rather than measuring time in minutes and seconds, I believe that the time we spend here becomes qualitative. Characterized by the littlest of moments, the shared laughs in the senior lounge, the occasional crash outs in front of teachers, which we will embarrassedly laugh about the next morning, and all the challenges that we learned to overcome together. Soon enough, we're going to part in different ways and experience an extent of change that rightfully feels intimidating. Canada, Hong Kong, the US, Singapore, Australia, the UK, the Netherlands, Germany, and Sweden, neither of which would be possible without Miss Ambika's dedication, even as we constantly changed our mind about where we'd actually like to go. While building a community inherently rooted in the word together, IST has also allowed us to grow into completely different individuals, driven by passions and embracing the different cultural and historical contexts that shape our identities. As we sought to find ourselves, IST continued to remain the place where we could come together over and over again. Yes, working on group projects or being in the same sports teams created structure, but it was really the spontaneous moments in private, like walking into someone's birthday party and being instantly welcome to join, which forged the friendships that connect us today. When I first arrived to Tianjin, I felt quite thrown into the dark. While I am the one who would usually fear darkness, being at IST became somewhat of a flashlight, which helped me unveil the new environment piece by piece, while leaving enough room to explore the unknown. Over the past 3 years, the school equipped me with tear-free vocabulary and a powerful conviction that math equations should actually not belong in a Word document, two skills which I believe will be very useful at university. Being just mere minutes away from holding the diploma that will commence a new chapter of our lives outside of IST's walls, our future may not be prescribed in a way that feels entirely secure right now. As time passes, I'm sure we will all change, and the goals that propel us right now will be unrecognizable when set against those that we will be motivated by in a few years. Nevertheless, I firmly believe that our time at IST will continue being a pillar of identity that we all share, no matter how far we will go. If I dare contradict Mr. Schaaf and claim that the author perhaps does hold the power to determine the meaning of their own narrative, I would like to remind everyone that upon experiencing change and facing darkness, we do not need a sunrise. A powerful flashlight will be enough. Class of 2026, we did it.
Well, thank you very much for two really remarkable and lovely speeches. Very, very well done on those hard-earned achievements. And now I would like to invite our director, Mr. Moody, on stage to deliver some brief remarks about our next presentation.
Today, sadly, there are 2 empty seats at this celebration. One is on the stage, and one is in the audience. One belongs to a highly respected former IST board member, a much-loved father of one of our graduates, and the other to the cherished child of the heartbroken parents attending what should have been their beloved daughter's graduation. While these two special people may be physically absent from this gathering, they are present in our hearts and in our memories. Firstly, I would like to offer my deepest and continued condolences to Sol Chang on the loss of her precious husband, Georgie, and Lulu. I know that Georgie would have been filled with immense pride to see you on stage today and at the lovely young woman that you've become. He was a wonderful father, husband and a very dear friend, and his legacy continues to shine through you. More distressing than the loss of a spouse or parents, perhaps, though, is the loss of one's own child. I cannot begin to imagine how difficult life has been for you, Frederick and Pat, these past 4 years following the loss of your beautiful daughter, Alexandra. Yours is a suffering that no parent should have to face. It is my hope, however painful today may be, that in celebrating Alexandra's life and memory with us today, our community can offer you some small comfort. I invite Frederick and Pat, either together or just one of you, to the stage. It was with the deepest sympathy that I would like to present you today with an honorary diploma awarded in celebration of Alexandra's life and memory. Although her course of study was not completed, this diploma is conferred upon her in recognition of the diverse talents, inquisitive spirit, kindness, and the joyful presence that she radiated amongst us. Her impact has remained through lasting impressions she left on classmates, friends, and staff. If you could please come to the stage. I would now like to invite graduates Brown and Yo-Young to perform a Fujian folk song, Spring Wind. Its tender melodies carry the warmth of spring, and its harmonies remind us that as life continues, so too does hope, renewal, and new beginnings. This performance is dedicated to the memory of Georgie and Alexandra and to the healing of hearts broken by loss. Finally, I encourage all of you members of our community to visit Alexandra from time to time in her memorial rose garden beside the PFO lounge and to remember her with the fondest of memories of a beautiful young person lost to her parents and all of us far too soon. I pray also that the gentle spring winds will bring Alexandra and Georgie's families some measure of solace in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Brown and Yo-Young, for your terrific performance. It was absolutely lovely. And it is now time to confer our diplomas. I will invite Ms. Chua and Ms. Balakrishna to present this year's graduates, and Mr. Moody will present them with their IST diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Conway. Ms. Chua, before we begin, I have a question. How many people in here actually know what lacrosse is?
I'm not sure, but definitely one.
Well, for those of you Googling it right now, lacrosse is what happens when someone couldn't decide between hockey and tennis, gave up, and handed everyone a stick. Somehow it became an actual sport. I think our first graduate will agree. He hasn't just learned it, he mastered it. And he's about to prove it again at university in the United States. Please put your hands together and welcome the very first graduate of the class of 2026, Beaming An. Kevin joined IST in grade 10, and Tianjin has long been home. His trips with friends and the ACAMIS events has made his IST journey especially memorable. After graduation, Kevin will study in the United States, where he will continue working hard as an NCAA lacrosse player. He is grateful for IST's diverse community, which gave him the chance to meet people from many backgrounds and build meaningful friendships. Kevin would like to thank his family, friends, and everyone who has supported him along the way. Kevin is the 2026 graduate, most likely to stop everyone for just one more photo, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Beaming An.
Saga Sentiment. Saga joined IST in grade 3 after living in Beijing for 7 years. She's grateful for the opportunities IST has given her to become an open-minded, independent, and inquisitive person. She will never forget the many hours spent in senior lounge, fueled by snacks, drinks, and good company. Saga would like to thank her teachers, her parents for their constant support, her friends for their kindness and encouragement, and her brother for his selflessness and compassion, especially through the countless times he helped her with math and gave her advice over the past 10 years. Saga is the 2026 graduate, most likely to cook her way through the IB. Ladies and gentlemen, Saga Sentiment.
Sige Sentiment. Sige joined IST in grade 3 after previously living in Beijing. He will always remember the daily breakfast clubs and the 11 ACAMIS tournaments he attended, each adding something special to his IST journey. He is grateful to IST for giving him the opportunity to grow into a more holistic person. Sige would like to thank his sister, his parents, and everyone who made his experience at IST unforgettable. Sige is the 2026 graduate, most likely to turn study period into table tennis tournament in the senior lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, Sige Senderman.
Bowen Chen. Bowen Chen has spent the natural log of e to the power of 69 times 10 factorial plus 5 times 9 factorial plus 6 factorial times the 5 factorial seconds at IST. 40 less mathematically inclined among us, that is exactly 8 years. He is grateful that he chose IST over his previous school, as he found a cohesive community that welcomed him from day one. As student council president, Bowen learned valuable lessons about leadership and collaboration, along with a few unforgettable and slightly embarrassing moments on stage. He would like to thank his friends and teachers for their unwavering support. Looking to the future, Bowen hopes to pursue a career in finance, preferably anything that helps him to make into investment banks. Bowen is the 2026 graduate, most likely to get you invest in Ponzi schemes, so watch out. Ladies and gentlemen, Bowen Chen.
Cho Hee-yu. Hee-yu attended a Korean public school until grade 5, then studied at 2 international schools in Shenyang before joining IST in grade 8. She plans to study pharmaceutical science or pharmacology, most likely in the UK or Australia. She will always remember the people who made high school unforgettable, her friends, her classmates, and everyone she met through MUN, sports, and student council, from graduates to younger students. Hee-yu would like to thank her family for supporting her education and giving her the opportunity to continue studying at IST. Hee-yu is the 2026 graduate, most likely to be recognized before she enters the room, thanks to her contagious smile. Ladies and gentlemen, Cho Hee-yu.
Choi Ye-so. Ye-so has been a member of the IST community since grade 8, having joined us from South Korea. Among her most treasured memories is the grade 11 Week Without Walls, where she and her friends spent a memorable afternoon in a hot spring. Hours passed with nothing but good conversation and even better company. She would like to thank her parents, her sisters, Yunso and Unso, for their unwavering support and encouragement at every step of her journey. Yeso looks forward to what lies ahead and hopes to make her family proud. Yeso is the 2026 graduate, most likely to spend more time building houses in The Sims than building her real future. Ladies and gentlemen, Choi Ye-so.
Nina Dobrovolska. Nina joined IST in grade 10, having spent 9 years at local schools in Slovakia. She will always remember IST as a place where friendships came easily and dreams feel within reach. Whether on the football pitch, the fitness center, or writing trilogy in her senior year, Nina has never been one to do things halfway. She would like to thank her parents, her teachers, the super senior friends, and Leonie for their steadfast support along the way. A special thanks goes to her brother for at least trying to stay quiet while she studied for her finals. After graduation, Nina will study history and political science at the University of Toronto, and if I may add, under the Pearson's Fulbright Scholarship. Nina is the 2026 graduate most likely to plan a revolution, chair a meeting, and finish a chapter of her novel simultaneously. Ladies and gentlemen, Nina Dobrovolska.
Luisa Georgieva. Lulu has been at IST since nursery, so essentially forever. She will remember IST as a second home, one that allowed her to flourish and grow into the person she is today. Among her fondest memories are the devoted rounds of 斗地主 in the cafeteria, and the passionate debates held in the DP Art Studio. After graduation, Lulu plans to study English, language, and culture in the Netherlands. She would like to thank her friends and family, especially her sister Nina, for her advice and encouragement throughout the last 2 years. The biggest thanks, however, goes to her cat, Pixie, and we will leave it at that. Lulu is the 2026 graduate, most likely to have you practicing her last name 3 times before you get it right. Ladies and gentlemen, Luisa Georgieva.
Patrick G. Patrick has been in IST since grade 4, having joined us from a local public school. He will remember IST as a place where he found lifelong friends, built over countless lunchtime conversations and after-school hangouts. He loved the atmosphere in the art studio where they discuss on numerous captivating topics. He would like to thank his teachers, friends, and family for their unwavering support. Though his time at IST may be only part of a much longer story, Patrick is deeply grateful for it and will carry the laughter and happy moments with him well beyond these walls. Patrick is the 2026 graduate, most likely to share a name with a starfish and absolutely own the seabed for himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick G.
Ji-Yun Jung. Ji-Yun Jiyoon joined IST in grade 10, having previously attended an international school in Chongqing. She will remember laughing with her friends in the hallway and the many conversations that somehow lasted well beyond the class break. She's also fairly confident she will remember today, the day she finally escaped the endless stress of the DP and discovered that life may in fact exist beyond it. Jiyoon is grateful for the late-night study group that knew no time zones and for her lifelong friend Sabrina. Together, they helped her survive it all. Jiyoon is a 2026 graduate, most likely to say, "Yeah, I get it," with a smile, and still be completely lost. Ladies and gentlemen, Jiyoon Jung. Really?
Manaka Kawamura. Manaka has been at IST since grade 9. She describes her time here as a collection of Pinterest boards, each with its own aesthetic and warm memories. The board she will remember most is her sports board, especially the Akamas tournaments, which helped her become more disciplined, confident, and outgoing. Another board she treasures is her friendship board, You Na Na Na, for always being her comfort zone and the super seniors who helped her clock it through senior year. She is also incredibly grateful to her family and teachers for their endless positive support. After graduation, Manaka will pursue nutritional science in Canada. As for what her future might look like, Manaka is the 2026 graduate, most likely to live an aesthetic university life, with a matcha in one hand and a volleyball in other. Ladies and gentlemen, Manaka Kawamura.
Kim Hee-sung. Hee-sung has been part of IST for 4.5 years. Before Tianjin, he was in Changchun. Before that, Nanjing. Hee-sung will remember IST as the high school where he found all the strange people. Every student and teacher is full of personality, making his daily encounters interesting and enjoyable. Though IST may be a small part of his life, it will certainly be an important one. After graduation, Hee-sung will study naval architecture and ocean engineering at Seoul National University. Hee-sung is the 2026 graduate, most likely to be the person you call when you need a portable nuclear power plant and deliver it by sea. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Hee-sung.
Kim Yun-ho. Yun-ho has been at IST since grade 4, having previously attended another school here in Tianjin. He will most fondly remember the IST band and orchestra performances, which gave him the opportunity to greatly improve his piano skills. After graduation, Yun-ho plans to study mechanical engineering in Korea, with the goal of becoming an automotive engineer. So whether it's a piano or an engine, he will find a way to make it perform. Yunho is the 2026 graduate most likely to tune a car engine to the key of F sharp major. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Yunho.
Lee Han Ho. Han Ho has been part of IST for 7 years, having joined us from the Korea International School of Tianjin. Among his most unforgettable memories are the IST band performances and the ACAMUS trips, where he had the chance to connect with students from schools across the region. While he faced many challenges throughout his high school journey, he overcame them with his family's unwavering support and trust. IST gave him the opportunity to learn, communicate, and think broadly, shaping him into someone who values direct communication and honest effort. Han Ho is the 2026 graduate, most likely to ask his future boss for the rubric before he starts a job. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Han Ho.
Lee Ji-yun. Ji-yun joined IST in grade 9, having previously attended public schools in Korea and international schools in Dubai, making adapting to a new country a defining part of her life. She will always remember the week without walls trips, especially the late-night chats with her friends. Despite the pressure of exam, her family supported her in every possible way, and she is deeply grateful for them. She could not have completed her DP journey without them. Ji-yun is the 2026 graduate, most likely to write a sticky note, reminding herself to check her sticky notes. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Ji-yun. We revised it.
Li Zimo. Molly has been at IST since grade 1, making it the place she has spent the longest outside of home. She will always remember IST as a friendly, encouraging, and positive community where she had countless opportunities to learn, grow, and explore new ideas. She would like to thank her parents, family, and teachers for their constant guidance and support, both in her studies and during moments when academic challenges felt overwhelming. She's also deeply grateful to all her friends for always being there and reminding her she was never alone. Molly is the 2026 graduate, most likely to say, wait, let me take a photo first. Ladies and gentlemen, Li Zimo.
Bernie Lin. Bernie has been at IST since grade 7, which means this place has seen just about every version of her. What she will remember most are not big events, but the random everyday moments with friends that somehow became the best memories. And for those who did not know, Bernie is the owner of 2 pet snakes, which stayed with her and helped her get through DP. IST has helped Bernie grow more independent and a little more confident in being herself. She would like to thank her friends and family for always being there. Bernie is the 2026 graduate, most likely to have the shiniest teeth. Ladies and gentlemen, Bernie Lynn.
Park Jung-min. Jung-min has been at IST since grade 9, having previously studied in South Korea throughout elementary and middle school. She will most fondly remember the experiments with Mr. L, a highlight of her time at IST. She would like to thank her parents and her sister, Jiyeon, for their constant support and for keeping her spirits high whenever challenges came her way. Jungmin is the 2026 graduate, most likely to have more final copies than drafts of her report. Ladies and gentlemen, Park Jung-min.
Park Joo-yeon. Joo-yeon joined IST in grade 8, having previously studied at local schools in South Korea. She will miss the silly jokes during recess with her friends and their impressive cold reactions. Ji-yeon is grateful to her mom, dad, her brother, Joo-yeop, and her friends for their unconditional support for opening doors to wider opportunities and for giving her the confidence to trust her own choices. With them by her side, her journey has been filled with valuable memories. Joo-yeon is the 2026 graduate, most likely to survive on air and concert tickets alone. Ladies and gentlemen, Park Joo-yeon.
Park Min-hee. Min-hee has been at IST for 6 years, and in that time, she's learned that things don't always go to plan, especially when "I'll do it later" suddenly becomes "I should have done it yesterday." Through the stress, laughter, and last-minute miracles, IST has shaped Min-hee into someone more independent, resilient, and confident in carving her own path. She'd like to thank her parents for always being there, even during those moments when she confidently insisted she had it under control. Min-hee is the 2026 graduate, most likely to convince you that Crocs are all-purpose footwear. Ladies and gentlemen, Park Min-hee.
Edison Park. Edison first walked through the gates of IST as a 7-year-old who spoke neither English nor Chinese. 12 years later, he leaves having discovered lifelong passions, English literature, visual arts, photo and video editing, and of course, impersonating Michael Jackson. He is grateful to the school and its teachers, to the city of Tianjin, to his dad for giving him the opportunity to study abroad, and to his mom, who has always stood steadily by his side. As his high school days come to an end, Edison sees a new set of tracks ahead, and he is ready to start running again. Edison is the 2026 graduate, most likely to moonwalk across the stage instead of walking off it. Ladies and gentlemen, Edison Park.
Ella Ross. Ella has been at IST since grade 5. She would like to thank her mom for her endless support, her dad for being her daily inspiration, and her sister Chloe for always being just a call away for a gossip session. Over these years, she has also perfected 2 things: pitching a lip balm and convincing you it is a life-changing purchase. If you have been to any of IST's event, you have probably bought one and walk away wondering how you just got sold something you did not even know you needed. In high school, she's Ella Ross. Give it a few years, and you will be calling her Ella Boss. Ella is the 2026 graduate, most likely to pull up in a 10-year reunion in a private jet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ella Boss.
Brown Jadi Shao. Brown has been at IST since grade 9, having previously attended a local school in Harbin. He will always remember the jazz performance with the JCD's students during grade 12 and the ACAMUS math competition in Nanjing. He is grateful to IST for sharpening his critical thinking and open-mindedness. Brown would like to thank his brother, Blair, his parents, and everyone at IST for making his 4 years in Tianjin truly memorable. Brown is the 2026 graduate, most likely to find the best restaurant wherever he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Brown Jadi Shao.
Janeline Simon. Jenna has been part of IST since grade 10. Before that, 5 years in Guangzhou, 2 years in South Africa, 3 in Germany. making Tianjin one of the most meaningful stops on an already well-traveled journey. She would like to thank her teachers, especially her German teacher, for embracing her as the only German student, and for the extra tutoring that gave her confidence in math. She's grateful to everyone in this theater for making today feel truly special, and most of all, to her parents for giving her this opportunity and for always working hard to provide for her. Jenna is the 2026 graduate, most likely to change her hair color before the ceremony is even over. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenaline Simon.
Emma Tubio Mora Figueroa. Emma joined IST in grade 10, having previously attended 2 international schools in France and Germany. China marked her biggest move yet, but the welcoming environment at IST quickly made it feel like home. She would like to thank all her teachers for their support along the way, with a special thanks to Mr. Schaff for his guidance throughout the DP. She is grateful to be ending her time at IST with an amazing group of friends who supported each other through the ups and downs, showing her just how much the people you surround yourself with can shape your mindset and growth. Most of all, she is deeply grateful for her parents' unconditional love and support, whose encouragement never felt distant despite being miles away during her senior year, and for her siblings, Claudia and Gabrielle, who supported her in their own way by making sure life was never boring, even if that sometimes came with a few sibling arguments. Emma intends to continue her study in Australia, pursuing her passion for psychology. Emma is the 2026 graduate most likely to get told to stop talking. Ladies and gentlemen, Emma Tubio Mora Figueroa.
Wang Jingwen. Wendy has been part of the IST community since grade 1. She will always remember the high school musical, surviving backstage chaos, miscues, and last-minute changes that somehow always worked out. She will also cherish her time at Alchemist, where, despite being the first to admit that athletics is not her strongest suit, the highs and lows of competition became some of her most treasured high school memories. Wendy would like to thank her parents for giving her the opportunity to attend IST, and her brother for sharing the IB trauma with her. Wendy is the class of 2026 graduate, most likely to improvise her way through any situation and hope no one notices. Ladies and gentlemen, Wang Jingwen.
Wang Gui Hao. Perry joined IST in grade 9, weaving his high school journey with the discipline of Tianjin Juilliard pre-college training. He will cherish the memories of orchestra rehearsals, stage performances, and the friendships forged through a shared love of music. After graduation, Perry will dedicate himself to becoming a professional clarinetist and music educator, nurturing young musicians and spreading the beauty of classical music. He is deeply grateful for his teacher's guidance and his family's unwavering support. Perry is the 2026 graduate, most likely to light up a stage with his clarinet. Ladies and gentlemen, Wang Rui Hao.
Wang Shengqi. Harry would like to sincerely thank his family, teachers, and friends for supporting him throughout his school life, with special thanks to his mother and father. He is grateful to IST for providing such a welcoming learning environment and especially enjoyed the action groups and the MYUs he participated in along the way. After graduation, Harry hopes to study at the Royal Dick School of Veterinary Studies and pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Harry is the 2026 graduate, most likely to complain about feeling old to people younger than him by a matter of months. Ladies and gentlemen, Wang Shengqi.
Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Chua.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Ambika. Thank you, Mr. Wallace.
Konbo Yao. Konbo has been at IST since grade 5. He will cherish the moments spent with his friends, the ones he occasionally made time for. He would like to thank his mom, dad, and brother Libo for their support throughout the years. After graduation, Konbo intends to study pharmaceutical science in America. Konbo is the 2026 graduate, most likely to discover a cure for everything except getting out of bed on weekends. Ladies and gentlemen, Konbo Yao. Congratulations.
Zhang Chenhao. Jason has been at IST from grade 1 to grade 12. He will always cherish the memories of Every Week Without Walls and the 9:45 Breakfast Club, which ran faithfully throughout his final year. He would like to thank his parents for their support and his friends for their kindness over the years. Jason is the 2026 graduate, most likely to count carrying his 4 kilograms ROG laptop as a daily workout. Ladies and gentlemen, Zhang Zhenhao.
Jung Kun. Lucas has been part of IST since grade 5, having previously studied at a public school in Toronto, Canada. He will remember IST as a place where he could fully express who he is and will always cherish the moment shared with his family and friends. He is especially grateful to his parents who made their selfless decision to move from the comfort of downtown to beside the school, all so he could thrive. After graduation, Lucas plans to study kinesiology in the United States of America. Lucas is the 2026 graduate most likely to have trouble with jet lag when he flies even to Hong Kong. Ladies and gentlemen, Jung Kun.
Zhao Youyang. Youyang has been part of IST since grade 5, after previously studying at the local Chinese school. She will remember IST as an open-minded and welcoming community that helped her grow more confident and discover who she is. A talented violinist, a competitive rower, and the recipient of the IRCO Service Learning Award for her work supporting students in Guizhou. Youyang has quietly built a remarkable record while never making it about herself. She would like to thank her friends, teachers, and parents for their support. Youyang is the 2026 graduate, most likely to be the last to shake Ms. Chua's hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Zhao Youyang.
Well, thank you, Ms. Chua and Ms. Balakrishna. I would like to now invite our director, Mr. Moody, to the stage to give his congratulatory remarks to the class of 2026.
Well, good afternoon, students, parents and guests, faculty and support staff, proud parents of the graduates, and most importantly, of course, the graduating class, students of the class of 2026. Today is all about celebrating the graduates' achievement in earning their high school diplomas, but I first want to acknowledge the less visible work that brought them here. Resilience when the demands of their studies appeared overwhelming and progress felt slow, and the sustained effort to keep thriving and striving, even when answers weren't immediately apparent, and when ambitions and expectations perhaps appeared unattainable. As they step into the future, the brave new world they're encountering or going to encounter isn't merely changing, it is literally metamorphosing. We're blundering into a climate crisis, we're deceived by the pervasive influence of misinformation, and we're increasingly willing to surrender to authoritarian rule. And we've opened the door to unregulated AI, not only an existential threat, but an insidious panacea with the very real potential to erode human responsibility by making thinking and effort feel unnecessary. A couple of our two speakers from the students talked about this. Some 100 years ago, the English philosopher and writer Aldous Huxley made the observation that facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. This otherwise self-evident notion matters because it's not only about whether facts are real, it's about what happens when people decide it's not worth the effort to question them. I want to share a couple of warnings for the future of humanity from two classic novels that I studied in high school, It worries me that both appear to be proving rather prophetic. In Huxley's Brave New World, people are controlled through comfort. Technology promotes social stability, but individuality is repressed, and citizens are conditioned to abandon objective truth for convenience. It's a world where not thinking feels good. And in George Orwell's 1984, people are controlled through fear and surveillance. They're conditioned not just to consent to authority, but also to doubt their own observations. It's a world where asking questions is dangerous. These two novels share a common prophecy in which we lose the ability and the willingness to think for ourselves. This isn't just fiction. In the new world that our graduates are entering, the social and technological factors impacting our behaviour are evolving in ways and rates that I personally, as an older gentleman, struggle to comprehend. Information is readily available, but so too is misinformation and the purposeful manipulation of it. Technology is ubiquitous, entertaining us and helping us to work and to connect. It can help us learn, but it can also undermine the cognitive struggle necessary for critical thought. Equally concerning, it can help others influence our perceptions of reality, frequently with calculated ill intent and even malice. A fundamental question for us all then is, how should we use technology? I'd like to read an extract from an open letter that I recently shared with the IST faculty. It's from an Australian poet and author and musician, Nick Cave, and it's addressed to two young men who used AI, ChatGPT, to create original music. I want to share it because it asks something uncomfortable. Not simply whether a tool like AI can create, but what it means to create. So this is, of course, Cave's voice, not my own. Dear Leon and Charlie, in the story of the creation, God makes the world and everything in it in 6 days. On the seventh day, he rests. The day of rest is significant because it suggests that the creation required a certain amount of effort on God's part, that some form of artistic struggle had taken place. This struggle is the validating impulse that gives God's world its intrinsic meaning. The world becomes more than just an object full of other objects. Rather, it is imbued with the vital spirit of its creator. ChatGPT rejects any notion of creative struggle, that our endeavours animate and nurture our lives, giving them depth and meaning. It rejects that there is a collective, essential and unconscious human spirit underpinning our existence, connecting us all through our mutual striving. ChatGPT is fast-tracking the commodification of the human spirit by mechanising the imagination. It renders our participation in the act of creation as valueless and unnecessary. That songwriter you were talking to, Leon, who is using ChatGPT to write his lyrics because it's faster and easier, is participating in the erosion of the world's soul and the spirit of humanity itself, and, to put it lightly, should bleeping desist if he wants to continue calling himself a songwriter. ChatGPT's intent is to eliminate the process of creation and its attendant challenges, viewing it as nothing more than a time-wasting inconvenience that stands in the way of the commodity itself. Why strive, it contends? Why bother with the artistic process and its accompanying trials? Why shouldn't we make it faster and easier? When the God of the Bible looked upon it and upon what he had created, he did so with a sense of accomplishment, and he saw that it was good. It was good because it required something of his own self. His struggle imbued creation with moral imperative, and it is our striving that becomes the very essence of meaning. I think Nick Cave's letter is angry because it's frightened, not only for art, but for something deeper, the value of effort and the moral meaning of choosing to create with one's whole heart. While Cave is clearly concerned about AI, something he sees as a boundless machine of artistic demoralization, I do nevertheless believe that he remains optimistic about the power of what he refers to as a vast network of human creativity, moral resolve, and love. A network that can, if nurtured, sustain our existence, enable us to overcome existential threats like AI. Cave's optimism clearly isn't one born of a naive belief that everything will simply be okay, but rather of a deeper form of optimism, what Ernest Shackleton referred to as true moral courage, a conscious decision that we must all make, both moral and practical, to keep caring, to keep thinking, to keep questioning, to keep acting, to keep striving, even when it would be easier to be cynical or passive. Graduates, as you enter university and later your careers, please continue to embrace the academic values of our school. Learn actively, verify before you repeat, and treat misinformation like the real threat that it is. Question all narratives and shortcuts, and especially the ones that suggest you abandon responsibility for the sake of making it easy. And use your IST education to hold fast to two things. Critical thinking, so you can tell the difference between evidence and persuasion, or worse, deliberate coercion. And Shackleton's notion of moral courage, so you choose decency and integrity. You continue to think for yourselves, and you continue to commit your efforts to care, even when pressure or convenience entices you to surrender your individual voice and responsibility. To be clear, I'm not suggesting, like Cave, that AI and the brave new world it heralds is inherently fiendish. So yes, by all means, embrace technology. Let it support you, help you study, collaborate, communicate, solve problems, perhaps even grammar check your speeches. But don't let it replace your imagination and judgment. Don't let it relieve you of responsibility and accountability. And don't let easy become your default response to the intellectual and moral challenge, because our world really does need your effort. So congratulations, class of 2026. May your futures be bright, impactful, and true to the values that our school and your families hold dear. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moody. Class of 2026, congratulations. Graduates, stand up. It's time to graduate. Please take the stage. Class of 2026, grab those tassels. It is time to graduate. The audience will stand for the recessional of the graduates. to our assembled guests. We are going to gather outside in a semicircle. We're going to be on that side of the semicircle because we're going to gather as a group to watch the graduates toss their caps. So you need to be outside around the semicircle. We would like the parents to be closest, and we're going to watch the graduates toss their caps to begin the reception. After the reception, invited guests will please remain. Thank you.